Well, I guess as backdrops go, this isn't bad. St Paul's behind me, Millennium Bridge in front of me. Give you the skinny on the tech, how we're doing it today. I'm using just a little small, newer handheld tripod, and I've got all the image stabilization turned on the camera, and I'm walking incredibly slowly and trying to keep it as still as possible, so hopefully the footage won't look too bad, because I didn't bring the gimbal with me today. So yesterday, after I recorded the vlog, I realised that I didn't have my battery charger with me, so I had to get into the car just to go to the studio purely to pick up the charger, so I was ready for this morning. Now, this morning was one of those days I really was not feeling it. There's a lot going on at the moment, and one of those days I could easily just pull the duvet over and just wipe the day out. But I knew if I did that, I'd end up regretting it. I knew it wasn't the answer, so it was one of those days where it's a case of kind of just fighting on and doing what I do. So I decided to book the train tickets and get into London. And it's gone incredibly well. I'm going to get a lot done in a day, and I think the difference is because I'm only shooting pictures today apart from this vlog. Now that wasn't, I've done a lot. I've just pulled over at, there's a gale just out on the edge of Millennium Bridge here. I'll show you the Thames in just a minute when we get there. And there's a gale just pulled over, edited a photo, and got it onto, it's already on Threads, and it's posted to go onto Instagram later on. But there was a story this morning. It's not been a good morning. So I sat down and there was suddenly a flurry of emails, all sorts of things, some of them from potential sponsors, but the one that really pissed me off, now I'll try to be ethical here, but I'll be ethical whilst making sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. There was a recent video I did that was totally out of lane, nothing I'd ever done before, new technology for me. Something similar to Vision Pro. I'll say no more. In the agreements with the sponsor, we had numerous emails. They were really nice to deal with, and there was never any single mention of view-related payout. In other words, they didn't say we want 10,000 views, which Wondershare did, for instance. This client never said that they wanted any particular amount of views. It was just how much was going to charge. We agreed on money. I gave them a slight discount, and they were entirely happy. Video went up. They could not have been happy. I sent them a approval video. They were delighted with it and didn't make one change to it at all. Even though they had the chance to, they didn't make one change to it at all. Do you want to see the Shard? Let me spin round. There's quite a nice view there, but this view's even nicer. I'll go up here actually, and we'll stop, and you can have a nice little view of London as I'm giving you this story. I've got the Tate Modern in front of me. Anyway. So then I sent them a reminder yesterday saying you owe me the rest of the money, how soon will you get it? And they said, there's a bit of a problem. The video's not performing very well and we can't pay the money. This was not long before I was going to get on the train. A lot of things went through my mind. A lot of things. They wanted me to put something on Instagram, which I said, no, that's purely photography. I'm not putting anything on Instagram at all. And then there was an idea of some shorts, and I just don't trust them anymore. That's the short of it. They've completely eroded my trust in them and pissed me off in the process. So partly I thought, well, I could just take the video down because they're in breach of contract. Equally, I said to I was thinking to myself, before I said to them, I can make a video about this and let other creators know exactly what you're like to deal with, because it's a very small community. And I'm sure other creators would be very interested to hear how you deal with creators and how unethical you are. So we had a few emails back and forth with this mystery sponsor. And in the end, I bit my tongue just a little bit. I've offered 2 shorts, and I've told them I want paying half of the remaining money. They owe me £1,000 at the moment. I told them I want half of that money, £500 up front, before I start making the shorts. Once that's in, I will then make the shorts and send them the shorts. They also said about editing the video and putting a different hook in it. And I said, well, you had complete approval of the video. If you didn't like the hook in the original video, you had a chance to tell me that there and then. In my archives these days, I don't keep the full edit because history's proven it's not really worth it. All I keep is the B-roll, to be honest, because the B-roll is invaluable. And that I often come back to use time and time again. They had ample chance to change that video and chose not to. This was clearly a way to try to get out paying, and I was really heavily pissed off about it. So in the end, we have agreed at the end of the day that they're going to pay £500 up front. I've had to raise a new invoice, which again I had to do. I'd already given an invoice £1,000, so I just pay 50% of it. And they wouldn't. They want a new invoice. So again, luckily today, although I've tried to travel very light into London today, I brought the Neo with me. I pulled over, got PayPal open, raised them an invoice, sent them an invoice on the assumption that money's in the morning. Then I have the joy over the weekend of making 2 shorts for them, which is just going to be a labour of love. I'm literally doing it to get paid. There'll be no creativity to it. I'll do them as professionally as I can and just turn out a job. And that's the first time I've been nearly knocked or hit on any kind of creation. And it annoyed me because they've been so happy with the video. They were over the moon with the video. They didn't make one single choice to it. And yet when it comes to paying, thank God I took 50% of the money up front. Something about them told me I needed money up front. On reflection, I should have taken all the money up front. So now I've got to make 2 shorts, which is time I've hardly got. I read the Ugreen brief yesterday. It's actually really straightforward. And that conversation I had with Yemi, his name was, MPTS the other week, we recorded that conversation, remember? That should be invaluable. I hope this footage isn't too shaky. Got all the stabilisation on. Yeah, so it did piss me off. So that was part of what was on my mind today, but it was obviously a lot of hassle that I could seriously have done without. It really did put me in a very bad frame of mind. But on the back of that, getting into London, oh no, actually on the back of that, Wondershare have been brilliant. They've already paid for their second short. That one alteration I made to it, I nailed it. It was exactly what they wanted. I just had to add some hashtags in, change the title to what they wanted this morning. That's going out by the time you see this. That will be up and done. Yeah, it was really easy to deal with, and they've already paid. So I think that's a happy client. They've done 2 videos with me in 2 months, 2 videos in a month actually. So they have turned into a really nice client, easy to work with, really easy to please. I'll probably put a couple of quid into the video just to make sure it performs okay. But yeah, so that was the up and down of today so far. But as much as I really wasn't feeling it, wanting to come into town today, the fact that there's a tour going past me at the moment.
Victoria and Albert embankment to change the course of the river.
There you go, you can probably learn more from them than from me. Having got myself into London today, it was probably the best tonic that I could have had. I'm going to go back to Gales in a minute because I had decent Wi-Fi speed there from the looks of it. So I'm going to sit down and just top and tail this and get it uploaded so I know it's done before I get back. And then my next port of call is a shot on Fleet Street. There are a lot of shots kind of with St Paul's in the background today. Not another St Paul's shot week, day out, but there's been a backdrop to a lot of my shots today. There was a lovely, lovely aerial shot. I went up, there's a restaurant called Coq d'Argent, or Coq Argent, and I went to a rooftop there. If you check out the picture on Insta today, you'll see it. It was absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. So, yeah, I'm glad I made the effort to get to town today. It was what I needed probably to try and get over that this morning. Other stuff going on as well, and it's just left me, it was the right thing to do. At least I feel that today would have been a wasted day if I'd stayed at home. You can probably tell I'm in a bit of one of those moods. And want to see a bit of Tower Bridge. And yeah, just getting into London, it's never a bad thing. And it always just, I've been creative, that's the main thing. I've done what I do. So yeah, I was wondering if the Millennium Bridge man might be on the Millennium Bridge painting his little characters, which he's not, unfortunately. So you've seen St Paul's, I thought you might just want to see Tate Modern behind me there. But yeah. So there you go. A day in London, got a lot of sun on my face, blowing the cobwebs away. Then tomorrow and Friday is just going to be sort of the dredge of doing what I do, but at least I've got a load of shots in the bank today. Back to Fleet Street now, and then from Fleet Street, a couple of shots at Waterloo. And my job's done. I might be on quite an early train out, although I've heard there could be some possible friction with trains because it's hot in the UK. Right, I'm going back to Gales to get myself something like a nice cold lemonade or something, some water, get myself hydrated, top and tail this, upload it, and then hopefully you'll see this before I'm home. That's a plan. God, it's easy just doing one kind of shooting rather than hybrid shooting. It's made it so much easier today, it really has. Right, goodbye from the bridge here in London. There you go. A little bit of a panoramic view for you.